What's up, everyone? It's Coach Austin here from Hyper Strength and Conditioning with your Nerd Out and Workout podcast, where we nerd out, work out, and podcast with my co-host, Kevin Irabagadon.
What is up, y'all?
Today, we're going to be talking about creatine.
Creatine.
Weight loss. Is it good for weight loss? Does creatine help fat loss, weight loss? Should you be taking it? How much should you be taking it? We've done this topic several times in the past with the focus of muscle building, but now we've noticed that there's an increased amount of search and questions about taking creatine for weight loss.
Hey, that creatine, that's the steroid, right?
It's like a steroid. The creatine.
The creatine?
With your barcada, with your friends.
That's your muscle.
That muscle big.
Too
Cannot
much.
wipe
Too
your
big.
shit. The man.
We have to.
Sorry, Dad.
That's like the older mentality, though. That's like the old man.
My dad hates it when I imitate him. It's hilarious. He saw the last one we were talking about him at golf, and he's like, "Yo, is he talking about me?"
What are you talking about?
My mom was laughing. She goes, "But he's right, though." I was like, "So fuck." But before we dive into that, we'll talk about. We're gonna be diving into other things. There's also this thing I want to talk about more. It's called Moronic Monday on R Fitness on Reddit. And it's all about like your weekly stupid questions thread. There's no stupid questions. There's stupid answers.
There's stupid answers, but there are stupid questions though.
Are they?
But it's just you just don't know better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just beginner stuff.
That's what I'm saying. And
Like,
because it's the new year, people are getting into fitness. I feel like we need to kind of shed some light.
Uneducated questions.
I mean, from my perspective as a strength coach, as just it's just to help people out who are watching this and don't know what's going on.
You know, so
before we even get into that, how you doing, Kev?
I'm doing good, man. This new year's been great so far. You know, I can't complain, man. We just had our big tailgate 2 days ago at the Niners' last home game this season.
At the time of this recording, this was like 2 days after the Niners' last home game.
Yeah, last home game. Yeah,
of the regular season.
So it was a good time, man. We had everybody out there. You know,
Kevin was very drunk.
We were drunk. Man. We had a good time. Okay,
you were very inebriated.
Last home game of the year, like we're going hard. Okay, we didn't. I mean, according to me, we won because we only kind of watched the first half at our seats, and I'm normally the type of person that when I go to a sports event, I watch a sports event because that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for the food. I'm not here to, go mingle, stuff like that. But it's the last home game of the year. We clinched the first seed. This game has no bearing. So our boy JP got us tickets to the United Club and just passes to go everywhere. And it was the first time I really got to experience that and realize how many people come to a Niner game just to socialize.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
It's a thing in the Silicon Valley. Funny enough, that was my wife's first time going to a suite.
Right.
So my wife's, my mother-in-law's boss owns a suite there. And they do this thing they invite their employees out to take advantage of the suite. And my mother-in-law was lucky enough to get invited to bring a guest. She brought Giselle. They had a great mother-daughter day.
Nice.
I was working that day. I got to actually escort them into the suite.
Okay.
I didn't partake because I was working. So legally, I cannot confirm nor deny anything.
Little nibbies.
But I got to see the area.
That's cool.
But to your point, there's a lot of techies who go to these suites and have no idea what football is.
Yeah, they're just like...
They're just there.
Hey, well, you know what? Okay, if there's so many techies at football games, why aren't these guys like, let's put a microchip in the football or a microchip on these microchip paint so that we know exactly where the ball goes?
That's a good Dell question.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good Dell question.
You know, here's the reason why. It's because Vegas still needs a way to control
Vegas
these
needs
games.
a way to parlay.
Control these games.
So do you believe that every football game is rigged and fixed?
I don't think it's fixed or rigged. Like, it's just, it gets swayed in a certain direction.
Because there's a plus, there's minus.
Plus and minus.
There's like games where you literally lose by half a point.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, the line is 1 point. You got to beat the team by 1 point. Or no, let's just say 3 points, right? And then your team, for some reason, only wins by 2. And you're like, this is football. How is that possible? 2 points? Dude misses an extra point for no reason? Why?
My dad does that. Like, that's a fixed game, man.
That's fixed.
That's a fixed. How do you To kick the field goal, there's no use.
They wanted it. But it was still a good experience, dude. It was the food there is definitely better than what you get as a season ticket holder. The chicken tendies were nice and tendy. They were crispy. So it was a really good experience because I like I said, I'm not one to wander around a stadium because I'm here for the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, yeah.
There's people who have full on conversations.
It's wild.
They have business meetings.
Dude, we were sitting in the Levi's 501 area, and it was just like people are getting their food and nonchalantly just sitting down, talking about life and
they don't know like what's going on here. What's a touchdown? What?
Yeah, there's a group of people actually watching the Green Bay Packers game versus the Chicago Bears. I was like, football, wrong game, dude. There's a huge one outside this window over here. So
the real fans are in the 400 sections, the 200, 300 sections.
They're just dogging it.
Just dogging it out in the cold.
Especially if they're
and it's not even that cold, it's Santa Clara.
Especially if they're in the sun. Like, I much respect to those people who go to those seats every week and chill. Like, we were lucky enough to get some good seats in our section where we don't get affected by the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just...
Your seats are great.
Yeah, they're fun, and... you know what? I gotta say this though. The energy at Levi's now is slowly starting to feel like Candlestick.
You didn't feel like that a few years ago?
No, like I said, when we went to the NFC Championship against 2019, that felt like Candlestick.
It was a great experience.
But I'm talking about every time you step into Candlestick, it was like pure energy.
Oh yeah.
Whereas now it's like you get depends on the game.
It depends on the game.
Yeah, if the Cowboys are in town, there's energy.
Oh, there's definitely energy.
If it's the Cardinals, you're just kind of like, But Candlestick was always like, no matter what game, it was always hyped. It was always energy. And I learned something. There's a raffle that happens for early tailgating. That's how these people are getting in. Because we got in line to get in at like 9:00, and they open like 9:45, 9:50. And I had to like, what's this sign up here that says early tailgater? And she's like, oh yeah, that's a raffle they do for early tailgating. And I'm like, oh, how do I be a participant? It's like, well, you just go to the website before each game or something, and they do a raffle for you. And if you win, you get in. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because I'm just like, how are these people getting in? Just let us in already, dude. What's 30 minutes, dude? We're gonna miss the start of kickoff. Like, we need to get set up, get grills going, so we can watch the first games.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's wild.
We do like tailgater of the game and this and the other.
One of my goals next year, I want to get one of those early tailgaters, and I want to like do it big. I want to have a big spread, big speakers, flags, all that stuff. Have a good time.
It's a lot.
I know it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I'm in for it. So.
Dude, the best tailgaters, because part of our tasks or activations is picking the tailgater of the game.
Yeah.
And then, we promote them in the billboard or the Jumbotron, whatever you want to call it. And during the holiday season, Christmas, Thanksgiving, those are the best.
I bet.
Like, they're deep frying turkey. There's prime rib. There's ribeye. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, I come out there, like, oh, they even know who we are. Like, oh, it's the hype team. The hype team's out here choosing something. Guys, and then they like, hey, taste our food. And I'm like, I'm not going to say no.
No, I mean...
But like, hey, take a shot with us. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm working, but I'll take some of that turkey though.
Yeah. So it's just like that's something I've always wanted to do, because you see these guys, with the full grills and everything, and they're just cooking. You know what I mean? I want to be a part of that.
Are you going to the playoff game?
No. We're gonna if we're good enough to get to the MC Championship, I'll probably go to that one.
I have to. I think we have a thing to do for the gym, that playoff game.
For the divisional?
Yeah, so I'm scheduled to work. I might be scheduled to work that game, but we'll see. But I have to change up my availability. But we make it to NFC Championship. I'm definitely going to be working that game.
Oh, you're going to work it?
Maybe, yeah.
You could just sit next to me.
I mean, I could do both.
Yeah. But, yeah.
We'll see. Moving on.
Good start.
That was great. Yeah. But moving on, I wanted to talk about. Everyone's talking about the Joe Coy stuff.
Ooh.
Everyone's talking about the Joe Coy monologue at the Golden Globes.
Yeah. Miss Taylor Swift just going on her wine.
I didn't even know he was hosting it until.
Yeah, me neither.
What was it? It was like the same night as the Niner game, right? or like it was like after the Niner game.
Yeah, it was. The same Sunday.
Yeah, because I came home and my mom was like, they were watching the Golden Globes. They're like, oh, Joe Coy's hosting. I'm like, he is?
Yeah.
That's random.
Yeah,
and then he's
random.
like, oh, yeah, he's is. And then later, the next, I didn't think much of it. I don't really
yeah.
watch the Golden Globes, but when they started talking about how he bombed.
Yeah.
And I was like, then I watched it.
And you're like, oh.
And I was like, I mean, you're going to go into a room with all these celebrities who don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's tough too because in the comedy world, Joe Coy's huge.
Yeah.
Last November he sold out Madison Square Garden. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. But to be in a small room with actors that's supposed to be kind of like your peers, it's tough to make jokes about people that you don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I read the comments and all that. Like, oh, they need to bring Ricky Gervais back.
No,
and
you know what? Here's
the
thing. Ricky Gervais has done it 4 or 5 times now, and it's so overplayed. He's like, he's like, I'm English, you Americans, all that stuff, and it's like, okay, it's funny the first 7 times, but like 8, 9, I'm over it.
I think it's just more of like he knows the crowd personally, so they're a little bit warmer to him.
Yeah, but what if it was Ricky Gervais? Would these jokes hit better? What? Because he's white?
Maybe
he's not Filipino.
Oh wow.
I'm just saying, man. I gotta defend my boy Joe Coy because, like, he's a real one. You know what I'm saying?
I know the Phil-Am community, or they call it Phil-Am community. They're definitely backing up Joe Coy.
We gotta back him up a little bit here. Let's be honest. He's only had one movie?
Hey, what?
Easter Sunday.
I think so.
Yeah, that's it. Give him more movies so these fuckers know who he is.
Well, because everyone's like, I don't even know who Joe Coy is.
Well, it's like,
I don't even know who Joe Coy is, and I'll never know who he is. And it's like, okay, but it was hard.
You know who we should get to host the Golden Globes next year? Trevor Wallace.
Trevor Wallace.
Oh, you don't know?
Who's that?
He's like a comedian, like on Instagram and stuff.
Oh,
he does like he came up with the White Claws. They ain't no laws with White Claws. When you drink a walk, okay.
I need to watch more Instagram. Shit,
yeah,
I'm so behind.
So they might like him a little more, but yeah, but you know what? It's just I think people just need to chill out a little bit. Like, come on,
it's the Swifties. With that joke, right?
Yeah.
They're talking about how like he compared the NFL coverage of Taylor Swift versus the Golden Globes, and it fell flat. I get it, but if you ask any football fan, it's like, well. They have been putting to Taylor Swift during the Chiefs games a lot more usual.
Hardcore
it's like, wait, what? What? Why is this relevant?
Why are we talking about Taylor Swift all this fucking time?
Yeah. You know so I mean, I get it. Ratings.
Yeah.
But also, like, you don't even know the context. Like, they cut to her sipping.
She's probably thirsty.
You didn't even know if she heard it.
She probably heard it. She's sitting like right in front.
Did she? Was she right in front of it?
She was like pretty close. The room's pretty small. The rooms are pretty small.
I don't know. You just don't really know.
Yeah, it's true.
But I mean,
free Joe Coy. Free Joe Coy.
It's just it was a tough loss for him as far as like how the media is like, like doing all that, and we're talking about it, shit. But I'm talking more of support. Like, he's gonna get back on his feet.
Yeah, he's fine.
In the off chance he ever sees this, like, dude, you walk into a group. Like, they don't know, you don't run in their circle, so of course they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Dude, he's like the new kid in the room. Like he's trying to be funny, but the new kid's like, "What is this new guy?"
And he's compared to all the other hosts who've been there, who actually know the people in the crowd. So of course they could kind of take jabs. And
also, if during monologue, he even said that he took this gig 10 days before.
Oh yeah, because no one wanted to do it.
No one wanted to do it because Golden Globes had a huge backlash because the foreign press was like corrupt. It was all like it wasn't diverse, and now they revamped it. And
how? What was the revamping?
So they have the Hollywood foreign press is more mixed group now, more diverse in terms of culture and race and stuff like that. So it's supposed to be better, but the Golden Globes is it's all right. It's all right. It's like one of those. It's like the precursor to the Oscars. You know what I mean?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's kind of what it is.
Because I don't really watch it.
It's what do you call this? It's award season. You know what I mean? Because this is huge for culinary. Because they always have the after parties and stuff.
Oh,
so you have Wolfgang Puck or fucking Iron Chef motherfuckers, like always doing like.
Iron Chef.
I was gonna say something really bad. I didn't want to say it, but
why?
Well, I was like a Wolfgang Puck. You know, I was like Wolfgang fuck. You know what I mean? Even though he's like one of the dudes I used to watch a lot growing up.
Is he well respected in that community?
Oh, I think so.
He has to be, right?
Very, very.
I got
much.
that quote from him going like, "I don't cook anything with plastic. Yeah, everything is steel or something like that."
Well, I mean, yeah, because it's gonna melt.
Yeah, I didn't
So,
know that.
I mean, who cooks with plastic? Like any professional?
Right.
Well, I mean, like I'm talking about like in
Before,
a professional kitchen.
not
you know what I
anymore.
mean? That's all I'm saying. But you know, I just like saying when I say Wolfgang Puck, I like saying Wolfgang fuck because it rhymes. It's funny. But he's definitely one of the pioneers in the industry. It's no disrespect. It's just something that always plays in my head. Good. You know. Yeah. But that's just why I know a lot about this because when I was in culinary school, they'd always try to recruit students for free labor.
Have you worked?
No, fuck that.
What?
That's insane. No.
So for the Golden Globes or like these awards, they would try to recruit
like
up and coming cooks, chefs,
just
so work for free.
Yeah, just to work for free, like to plate or cut vegetables. You know, very the easy, like the trivial work. You know what I mean? So
wow.
Yeah, I mean it's fun experience for the kids. They're like, I get to see movie stars. Oh my god. Maybe Rachel Ray will see me and she'll give me a job. That's what. When does
Rachel Ray make movies?
I don't know. It's just that's the mentality of some freaking what do you call this, culinary school kids.
Well, I mean,
that's a different topic.
Yeah,
that's a whole
but I mean,
topic.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
But like going back to Joe Coy and like the stuff that he was getting, like the reactions, like they were saying, I read a lot of comments of like, oh, Ryan Gosling didn't smile. Like, good for Ryan Gosling to not laugh. Good for him.
Well, that's because Ryan Gosling was probably drunk. He probably, like you said, he probably didn't even hear it because it was wasted.
Well, they're like, good for Ryan Gosling. I'm like, bro, everyone who's like oogling over Ryan Gosling, the real ones remember when he couldn't cover the receiver.
Dude, he was a liability.
He's a liability to the defense.
And Donald Faison had to come in there and save the game.
I will forever see Ryan Gosling as a low to mid tier cornerback in a good day.
On a team that went undefeated, and did you? I always remember that scene where the dad's like, Yost!
Yost!
And then his daughter's like, he's getting beat every time. Shut up, girl. Yost!
Oh yeah, that's right. The character's dad, wanted him to play a lot. I'm like, dude, your kid's getting burned.
Well, because he got exchanged out for Turk from Donald Faison.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I always see Ryan Gosling as that character.
Oh yeah.
Even now, I'm like, okay. Football didn't pan out, so
and he's always
you're modeling, which is gret.
Whenever this guy dances too, I'll always remember the tie-ins where
that one. He's just like shaking in this country ass music, and then the guy's like, "What?"
And he was like, cruel, unusual punishment. Does that mean anything to you?
And he's like, "What are you talking about? This is the great.
This is good, right?
This is good, right?"
Which is actually a good song, though.
I mean, it's just like Ryan Gosling. That was like the first time I ever saw him, and he was a great character on that. He did it really well. That's why I'm like, now I always see him like now he's like doing these like action flicks, and he's like a heartthrob, and I'm like, this guy, the guy who couldn't cover a wide receiver,
he could not, sir.
But
hey, people are gonna like what they like when it comes to comedy and stuff, but you just gotta remember it's supposed to be funny. Okay, if you get offended by
it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny, Kevin.
Yeah, but dude,
it's
not like he really means it.
You were harassing Taylor Swift. Oh that was offensive.
How about all you guys in their DMs? They're like, "I love you. I want to smell your feet." Like that's way more offensive than anything. Hey, there's dudes out there, dude. Like there's dudes out there. Like,
why did we get to the feet?
No, that's the most creepy thing I could think of for someone to say about someone's DMs. You know what I mean?
Straight to the feet.
Hey, exactly. Straight to the point. But exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more offensive things that could happen. You know what
I mean, they were saying the NFL joke was offensive, and I'm like, what? Like, really? All right. If you can't do jokes and you just blame the audience for not getting it, then you're just not funny.
Wow. And she's all with her Stanley. With her Stanley fucking cup from Starbucks that people lined up for at Target.
Wasn't Stanley a construction brand?
Dude, it was the hard man working like green tub thing.
Yeah.
that like you put soup or hot coffee in.
Yeah.
You know? And what happened? Hydro Flask came out. Everyone was all over it. And then Stanley was like, we got to remarket.
Yeah.
And they remarketed themselves. And then boom.
I think they hired like an agency to be like, what do these women like?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, make it big and nice colors.
Make it big with nice colors and straws. So we could be like,
oh my God. Yeah. And my wife has one.
Yeah.
So. And her sister does too. But it's okay.
Joe Coy, we got your back, brother.
Joe Coy.
Hashtag free Joe Coy.
Hashtag free Joe Coy.
You know what would be hella funny? I think if they made him come back next year.
Why not?
That'd be sick. Give him like 2 months to get ready. That'd be sick. That'd be tight.
Doesn't the typical host have like 6 months to get ready for these type
I don't
of
know.
shows?
I can't tell you that. Or bring back Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Didn't Jimmy do it?
I don't know. I think he's done the Oscars, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, with that being said, how has the new year been so far for you?
It's been good. I've been enjoying it. The workouts have been great so far. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this this upcoming year with our fitness goals.
New goals this year?
Same goals, just relocking in, as they say. You know,
what is the easiest thing so far about, you know, you've been on this fitness journey? What was the easiest thing versus what is the hardest thing?
The easiest thing is just getting to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Putting in the work is like the easy part.
Mm-hmm.
The hard part is not being at the gym and like eating outside. You know what I mean? Like everybody says like, oh, you know, you just got to eat well. It's like, that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because the physical stuff, like, okay, when you're working in the gym, you're putting in the pump and your coach is like, 3 more, you got this. It's all in your mind. It's your mental. It's mental. That's easy for me, at least. Okay. Like if Ant's like, give me 1 more, like you got it. Well, I'll give it to him because I know I could do it in the gym. But when it's like outside, like you're trying to eat healthy, that's the battle. That's the battle that's like most difficult. Like, am I gonna go to Starbucks today?
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I gonna go get fast food, or am I gonna just go home and cook a decent meal?
Mm-hmm.
You know. But, you know, life is tough, too. You know what I mean? Because we're all busy. We all got stuff to do. And I know it's probably a cop-out for me to say, but it's like, it's okay to do it once in a while, right?
Yeah.
But some people are like, well, what's once in a while? Once a week, twice a week? Whatever you feel is right for you, you know, because it's tough. You know, life is hard. You can't be perfect. But you know what? Like, as you guys just got to the biggest thing, you got to try.
Yeah.
If you're not trying anymore, you've given up. You know,
it's progress versus perfection.
Yes, 100%. So for me, it's more of like I need to just stick to my program a little more because especially at work too, because you know we make food and there's always leftovers. So sometimes you're just kind of like, oh, those potato wedges look pretty good. You know what I mean? Or oh, that garlic bread looks kind of good. You know, and it's just kind of like being able to be like, no, I have this nice macro meal that I made to stay within my macros. I need to eat it.
Yeah.
You know, but then you always, you know, convince yourself, but you know, if you eat this bread though, you'll still fall within the macros, sort of.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
maybe.
It's like, I'll be fine.
We'll have a little more carbs, but it's okay. But in reality, you're like, we're over on fat. It's fucked. You're done. You ruined the day. But, you know, it's just like, well, it's a treat, you know, but treats are for dogs, okay? We got to lock in here. We got to do better. You know?
I think it represents the majority of how people start their fitness journey and stay on it. There's ups and downs. There's always ups and downs. But the worst thing you do is just stop.
Yeah.
You're right. And not do anything.
It's funny too, you know, going to like crypto, right? Everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin's going down or something's going down, right? But if you really look at the progress of it, it's going up and down, but the whole line is going up, you know? So that's how you kind of got to look at your fitness journey. It's kind of like there's going to be ups and downs. But if you actually take 3 steps back and look at your entire journey, if it's always going towards up, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're actually doing it. Because, you know, I may not look where I want to be, but when I'm in the gym, I'm feeling so much better. Like there's less like help that I need. Like, for example, we're doing box jumps, right? I'm doing the 6-inch jumps because one, I'm mentally scared to fall on the higher ones. But today, I was like, let's hit the next one. What's the next one? 12, I think. So I said, let's hit it. Let's do 2. And we hit them perfectly. It was nice. It was perfect. So now it's like, now I'm building confidence.
There you go.
And now it felt good. So now it's like it's just about committing and just like trying. It's always about the try, because even if you fall, someone's going to help you up, and we're going to keep pushing to get better no matter what. So it's just a matter of just doing it, just trying.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's pretty much, just trying, just getting better, progress over perfection. Yeah. It's just funny now being in our 30s and looking at like these motivation videos of like these young motherfuckers like, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, and it's like, what?
Your videos, your stories.
Which one?
Like oh, you fall 4 times, you get up 5. Like, in the rain, you're running.
Yeah.
Influencers be like, that was so funny. Or like you get hit by the bag and you're like fall down.
Oh yeah, well that was from someone started that trend. I tagged him, but he's a funny dude, and I was like, I gotta jump on this trend.
And then you're running in the rain, right?
Yeah,
and then
it was perfect. It was raining.
You ran past, and then you're like looking at the camera. That was so good, but
bruh.
Yeah.
This guy, but I tagged him on our socials, but he started this trend, and I was like, I gotta jump on this.
Right.
Like, this one's pretty funny. Like,
here's another example. Like, before, like, doing push-ups were very difficult for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my wrists were like always couldn't like not take my weight, but it was like straining, right? So we used to always do like the closed grips, and those help. But like when I could do like 20 pretty decent push-ups in a row, which is pretty crazy to me, because before I probably couldn't do like more than 5 that are really good. So now we're getting stronger, technique's getting better.
Yes.
And you may not see it like in the mirror every day, but you see it everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like you could walk farther.
Yeah.
You're doing more reps, and maybe after a circuit you're not as winded, So it's just you gotta take the little wins. It's the little wins.
Small wins.
Yeah, like what happens is you kind of disregard the small wins, and then you like kind of you fall down more on the loss. You focus more on like the losses. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh man, I had a fucking cheeseburger. You're like, everything's ruined now. I fucking suck. I'm fat as And then now you're just kicking yourself.
Yeah.
So
food is nourishment, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Food is nourishment.
So you gotta like pick and choose.
Food. When you see food's a villain, it's like that's where you're getting fucked.
Yeah.
But no, that's good. I'm glad you shared that. This is great, because that's a lot of people who are listening. They're in their own little struggle.
Yeah, everyone.
And they need. You're not alone. Everyone's not alone.
Never doubt.
And that's one of the points of this podcast is to share that with everyone and to involve everyone in their own journey and to encourage everyone.
Yeah.
If whatever point you are in your fitness journey, whether you're trying to restart or trying to get back on the horse or you're trying to start something you haven't done, it's just one day at a time. Building small wins builds a championship, and when you start focusing on that, it's easy to start building a dynasty.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So with that being said, we're going over to Reddit to go over this. I just found this. It's on the fitness thread, Moronic Mondays. So it's like weekly stupid questions, and we're gonna do our best to answer these
Let's go.
from the background that we have. So with that being said, let's go over to their first one. This is a good one.
All right. Lay it on.
As I'm reading this for the first time. Fucking shit. I have been strength training for about 5 months now. I started out with a few sets of dumbbells and a Peloton guide, but recently transitioned to doing workouts on my own. Okay. I am wondering when I should purchase a barbell, rack, etc. to supplement my dumbbells and bench.
I as someone who doesn't have I'm assuming this guy's working out at home, right? That's
I've been strength training for about 5 months now. Okay. Started out with a few sets of dumbbells and Peloton guide, but recently transitioned to doing workouts on my own.
Okay.
I am wondering when I should purchase a barbell rack to supplement my dumbbells and bench.
I'm not okay. You guys don't know. This is Coach Austin. Okay, me. I'm a client. Okay, that likes to talk. Okay, so I don't have a professional.
You're a chef.
Okay, I don't have a professional like Austin is in terms of like this weightlifting stuff like this. But I'm gonna say this is just my opinion. You should have bought it yesterday. I think if you sound very serious, and it's like any hobby you have, right? People have like these starter kits, you know, but now you're like, I need a little more. So now you're buying extra stuff, and you sound very serious. So I'm thinking you should have bought it yesterday.
I am on the same boat.
I think so.
From a professional opinion. So I'm always, when people ask me like, when should I buy this or when should I buy that, right? Well, he does make a point of like, oh, you know, I want to make sure that I'm getting into a rhythm. So with that being said, I always tell people like, build a habit first.
Right.
Build a rhythm. See if like it's for you. You know, build a consistent behavior pattern where you're always working out, you're always looking forward to working out, and you're incorporating it, and it's part of your lifestyle. You have 5 months, person who is writing this. I don't want to like say their
no, you're good.
But like this individual's 5 months in. That's perfect. He or she's been doing dumbbells, Peloton.
Yeah.
So you've created a habit.
Very consistent.
You can buy a barbell now.
You can buy a barbell.
You can buy a barbell and a rack now.
Because I guarantee as soon as they start doing it, they're gonna be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's gonna build you're building upon your momentum, you're building upon your behavior, and you're adding something different and fresh, and it's actually going to reinvigorate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Strength training with barbell is going to be great. You're going to start putting on strength. You're going to increase muscle mass, which increases your basal metabolic rate, which means you can burn more calories at rest, which, again, if you're just trying to like move more, lose more weight, build muscle, all that fun stuff, when you should buy it. And if you're in the same page as this person, if you are working out consistently 3-4 times a week for more than 5 months, and you're wondering should you buy a barbell rack or a rack and a barbell, a squat rack? Yes.
Also, because I bet you, I almost guarantee the weights you have right now, you're kind of like plateauing a little bit. No, like you could probably move these easy. So bringing in that barbell with a little bit more weight, now it's like you're re-challenging yourself to grow.
I mean, more.
So all power to it. So I'm in it.
I'm in it to win it.
I didn't want to say it.
To the win it. It's a High School Musical.
No, it's like Food Max, take it to the max. You know what I mean?
How did it go to Food Max?
Because you like Max. And so.
I'm going to sort this now by, there's a best? Okay, here's one.
Okay.
I'm looking for an easy app, or I'm looking for an easy to use app for my elderly parents to help with mobility. Ideally, it will be free and have simple workouts for those with mobility impairments. I would like a video-based platform that works on an iPad.
Okay. I'm going to preface this the same as the other one. I don't know too many fitness apps out there. I know one. It's been around maybe 20 years now, maybe 18 years. YouTube.
I am on the same boat.
I think
YouTube.
There's a lot of good content creators that create good content on there, and they're certified. Some of them are.
Some of them.
So I would say find someone who's certified. Someone's been doing it for a long time, and you can't go wrong with it.
You can't go wrong with YouTube. There's commercials, but it's free. You watch the ads. But there are a few people who do it consistently, who are providing great content out there. And you can bookmark the links. It's very easy for boomer, that generation. I mean, my parents, they watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
And also
the boomers watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, and they could also save those videos into a playlist of their own.
Yeah.
So it's like even better.
So I would say YouTube and just find those. I mean, you can even do it yourself and create it and then just give it to your parents to use, like a playlist for them to just click on. But you'd be surprised. A lot of people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, or even 50s, they're watching a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, because it's another form of like just hobbies, like another form of just watching media.
I don't know if this is like a Filipino boomer thing, a Filipino dad thing, but like they're like watching Mark Wines.
Who's Mark Wines?
He's like the travel food blogger.
Oh, is he the
vlogger?
Is he the one with the green shirt guy?
I don't know. Let me look. But my dad's like, so you know Mark Wines?
So there's this guy, right? he eats the food and he always makes his face like this. He goes.
This guy.
Yeah, that's who I'm fucking talking about. I saw this guy on Instagram, and every time he eats the food, he's always like this. He goes like, oh my god, oh my god, which is warranted because he is getting some good food. But I'm like, okay, dude, you get it.
Like he's having an orgasm.
The guy who I like the most is the I guess it's called the Best Food Show Ever. He wears the red bandana.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a white dude. He's cool, man. He's cool as hell. He has some really good videos. But I know this guy too. This guy's cool too. He's good content.
I mean, it's Mark Wines.
He goes all over the place.
So I think like my dad's been wanting to like he's traveling now. So I think he bases trips off what he watches on.
Hey,
Mark
that looks
Wines.
good.
We're gonna go to Singapore.
Oh, Singapore.
And eat this.
Singapore food looks good.
Wow, Mark Wines.
Dude,
if he went to Bakersfield and found like a really good Filipino restaurant, dude, I guarantee you my dad would be like, I want to go to Bakersfield. Because Mark Wines said there's a good lechon there.
And there's bakers in the field.
What? Stupid. But yeah, so anyways, going on to the next.
YouTube.
So yeah, YouTube. All right, here's another one. All right, this individual says, need input on my routine. I'm not trying to bodybuild, just build decent amount of muscle. Cool. I get plenty of cardio from my hobbies, so I just weight lift every other day, never miss, usually do 4 exercises, 3 sets of 5 reps of the following: bench press, deadlifts, squats, rows, curls, military presses, and unassisted pull-ups. I've been doing this for a year and I have results, but am I missing anything? I have weights and a pull-up bar at home. No gym membership, so no machine weights. Okay, I'll take this. So it's a great start. It's great. You're building. You've seen results, but the 2 things I would change in this routine is, so he's saying he's doing a lot of bench press, deadlifts, squats, rows, curls, military press, unassisted. And it's very common, especially in beginner type programs. It's a lot of, there's 3 planes of movement. There's sagittal, you're moving this way. And then there's frontal, so you're moving in this plane. I'm like looking at myself in the screen, but you're moving in this plane. All right. But I always say like frontal plane is like, John Cena can't see me. Like this is a frontal plane movement. Okay. Sagittal is like this. You're curling, you're pressing, like moving in this plane, and transverse rotation. All right. So incorporating not only sagittal plane movements, but frontal plane, like lateral lunges or rotational type movements, because the body rotates. If you look at the muscles in their anatomy, it's all based on some type of rotation. Just if you look at how the muscles move, there is some type of rotation going on in the muscle belly and how it is, even when you're moving sagittal. But just moving more in more planes of motion helps the body adapt to different movements, different skills. And when you do that, you're demanding your body to build more muscle, to build more ligaments, tendon strength, to move in that capacity. So it just helps. It just helps the whole end goal of building a stronger body, building denser bones, and all that. So that was like the first step, is just making more, introducing more movements that are in different planes. So rotations, a lot of rotations. A lot of side to side stuff. No one likes to do lateral stuff, and you'll be good. Now, the 3 sets of 5 reps is great for building strength, but if we're trying to do hypertrophy now, we would just increase the volume a little bit more. So like sets of 10 to 12, maybe 3-4 sets, hitting each body part, probably, 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. That's where I would just add in. So a little bit more volume, and you'll get a lot more muscle growth and response when you're attacking that. So those are the 2 feedbacks I would give it.
To be honest, based off everything he just said there, I'm not a trainer, but just what off he listed is like, I think you need to work on your core, buddy. Some core work,
trunk stuff.
Yeah,
I mean that's always good.
Maybe he is doing it, but he just didn't mention it. But I'm just throwing it maybe. Because he's mentioning what he's doing, and he didn't mention anything with like the abs or the core. So I'm just throwing it out there. I'm putting. That's what I observed. That's what I observed.
And here's we're gonna do one last one here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh, this one's good. This one's good just by looking at it. Okay, here's one.
God. Just by looking at it looks good.
I'm a beginner, 6 months, female, late 20s. I started doing PHUL because I wanted both strength training and bodybuilding as goals. Mm-hmm. What is PHUL? There's so many different types of programs now.
What is that?
I gotta look it up. Oh, power hypertrophy upper lower. Dude, these people come up with these.
Everyone's trying to come up with that new program.
It's just simple.
You know what I mean?
Okay, it's an upper lower. Day 1's upper, day 2's lower, day 3's off. And upper lower is power, and then day 4 and 5 is upper lower, but hypertrophy focus. Okay, so you're going heavy and then moderate.
So you're lifting.
I mean, I get it. Okay. But hold on. I'm not. This is a beginner, so I'm not going to try to get on. But because I wanted to, strength training and bodybuilding as goals, I'd known it's an intermediate workout, but I went with it because I like the exercises. Mm-hmm. I plan on ending my bulk in March, April, and wanted to try, GZCLP. What is that? What the fuck is this?
We obviously haven't read this yet, but it looked good.
Cody Lefevre's famous linear progression program for beginner and novice lifters who want. Okay, so linear progression, which is great. That's good. Oh God. Before then, since it's a true beginner program. Question for tier 1 exercises. When I reach the 3rd stage of doing 10 sets of 1 rep, how long do I rest for? In the 5x3, 6x2 phases, I'd rest for 2 minutes, but is that necessary if you're only doing 1 rep? So I'd be spending a good 30 minutes resting basically for that exercise, like bench press or squat. I'd find this obnoxious to rest for that long only doing 1 rep on a bench or when using the squat racks, which is why I'm asking about it. Okay, I'll take this one and you can add in. But first off, there's so many names for the programs that are being used in strength training, like PHUL and Jizzle CLP. Bro, it's there's one principle that everyone needs to understand. Mm-hmm. And I keep talking about this. It's the SAID principle. Specific adaptation to imposed demands. Doesn't matter what the fuck type of program you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not getting mad at this beginner. It's just like, this beginner's genuinely like, I'm doing this program, I'm doing that program. And I just feel like coaches are making it very complicated.
Right.
I just feel like coaches out there are making things very complicated. It's specific adaptation to imposed demand. Whatever you're programming for, your body will adapt. Right. That is it. Marathon running, bodybuilding, Muay Thai, MMA, strongman. The human body is an adaptive beast. Mm-hmm. Whatever you put in front of it, whatever you train for it, it will adapt. It goes down to ligaments, tendons, muscles, bone, your bone density, but also your blood plasma levels, how your body adapts to the heat. So when you're training in the heat, when you're running in the heat, your blood level, what's happening in your body, your hormone wise, will change and adapt to it. So without getting into too much of these names, like people are just putting all these crazy names to just a simple linear progression or linear periodization program, where it goes back to progressive overload of that story of what was it? I forgot the name. Rascal Apparel has like a whole design after him where he's just it's a Greek hero, I think, who's always carrying a calf, and as the calf grew, he got stronger because the calf got heavier. It's like progressive overload. So as the calf grew into a cow, the guy got hella strong because
you tell me this is an ancient Greek god?
Ancient Greek hero. type thing.
I'll look it up.
But you know what I'm talking about? It's all down to progressive overload. So I'm just going off in a rant here that it's just basically going down to specific adaptations to impose demands. As long as you're training consistently, you will see great results. And as long as you're recovering appropriately, you will see great results. So to answer this person's question, how much should I rest in between this set, especially if I'm just doing 1 rep? There's 2 minutes. 2 minutes is an actual time that we've used in exercise science because that's how long it takes for your ATP-CP system to regenerate and to get more energy. To be very simple about it, it's just 2 minutes is the amount of time that after you've exhausted those stores of energy, it takes your muscles, your body, the Krebs cycle, 2 minutes to reload. We'll say recharge, reload, and to replenish those sources of energy to again execute another load and to execute another workload. It's estimated around 2 minutes, and that's why you always see it. That's how long your cool down. Let's talk about nerding out. It's your cool down basically. Mm-hmm. The average human cool down is 2 minutes. It could be longer the more intense the activity is, but I don't expect this person is maxing out at 1 rep. But also, if it's 10 sets by 1 rep, are you doing it for speed? Because then you could do it for 30 seconds because it's a very minimal load and you're just going as fast as you can, the speed and power. Then you could be like 30 seconds or not 30 seconds, probably like 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds. But if you're doing like maximal weight, and intensity, about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes is around there. But again, the 2 minutes is kind of in the middle. So I'm suspecting it's 10 sets of 1 rep. I mean, yeah, you could. How
That's
long do you?
Wild,
I think it's just I think it'd be like 2 minutes max.
Depending on the weight, right?
It really depends on the weight because I need more information on that. Yeah. But
dude, 10 sets of 1 rep.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of wild. Especially if you're like maxing or like not maxing, but like close to.
But like, if I'm programming 10 sets of 1 rep, I'm not maxing the person out. Yeah, this like sounds more like a speed power type workout.
Like you just get it off the rack and then bam.
So I'm doing like basically 50% of my max on the bench. I'm going bam. I'm just punching it out, and then I'll probably rest for like a good minute or a minute and a half.
Interesting.
Because you want to be as fresh as possible.
You're probably not even getting off the bench, huh? Are you sitting up on the bench after the rep, or you just kind of just?
No, you're chilling.
You're just chilling, and then you just go bang right
yeah.
to the next one.
But you want to maximize for power. You want to maximize. You're basically producing as much force as possible in the short amount of time. But to train power, you need to be as fresh as possible. Right. So when you're programming for power movements, you're programming to increase your power. Those movements need to be earlier in your program. If you're doing like your warm up, and then you're doing your strength block. And then you're doing your power block, you're not doing yourself in, unless your goal is like general fat loss and you just don't give a shit, like that's fine. Cool. But if you're trying to actually improve power output, getting your body used to producing as much power, much force as possible in a short amount of time, that training block needs to be earlier in your training day.
Because you're fresher.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you have your most glycogen stores, less neural fatigue. I would say just a little bit after your warm-up, your dynamic warm-up, then you go into your power. Oh. And then you can focus on it. But yeah, there's so many ways to go about it, but I went off at that tangent, but it's just something.
So the Greek god hero you're talking about, okay, he is Filipinos' favorite chocolate drink.
Yoo-hoo?
No. Milo.
Milo, that's right. Milo.
Yeah. It took me a while to find it because I was like carrying a goat. It's a calf.
It's a calf, right?
Yeah. You said calf.
Yeah.
I thought it was a goat. I found it.
No, it's Milo.
Milo.
Isn't it like what's the story on it?
Yeah. Like the picture is literally him carrying it. He carried the calf until it's a full grown ox.
Yes.
And he got strong. Like the picture we show here, like look at it. Like,
yes.
He's just literally getting strong as hell. So
every program that every coach comes up with right now, the whatever you want to call it, the 90 days to shreds or the Super Saiyan program or the
I like the HSC GOLF program. It's just a golf program. Coming soon.
Even a program for golf.
Yeah,
it's like you're like you're progressively overloading your body in a skill, and the more you train it, the more you get after it. You train your body to do it, the better it gets at it. Strength is a skill. And but the story of Milo, is it Milo?
Milo? I'm thinking it's Milo.
About the calf turning into the ox. It's just the most simplified version. Every program that's out there follows that. That is in the core of anything. Even if you like do fluctuations and I do a wave program, which I actually do that, but at the end of the day, you're slowly just progressing them more and more and more. Stronger. It doesn't matter how you grow, the resistance or the adaptation is going to be there, and the growth of the resistance is going to be there, and that's how it is. But 9 times out of 10, people fuck up because they either overtrain or they don't recover, or they don't recover well, or both. Right. They don't sleep well, or they're not eating enough nourishment. Enough protein. Which brings us to our topic finally.
Our final topic.
Which is creatine. And it's like we made so many episodes about this topic, so like that's why I kind of saved it for the end of this episode. But creatine, first off, does it help with fat loss?
Does it?
Have you taken creatine before?
Okay, I've taken creatine twice in my life.
Really?
It was because of Coach Ant. Mm-hmm. We were maxing out on deadlifts and what's it called, and squats. Mm-hmm. So he felt like I needed a little more boost that day. Oh, I'm sorry. I never took creatine. That's pre-workout I took. I just remembered. Never mind.
What a build-up.
Sorry.
What a twist.
I just realized that's why we were getting pumped, because it was. No, you know what? Sorry. I have a terrible memory. It was pre-workout, but he put a little scoop of creatine.
Okay, that's a very fair. That's a very common concoction.
Yeah, it wasn't a full creatine, but there was like a little kick of creatine in there.
That's a very common concoction. Very common concoction.
Sorry, dude. My bad.
That was hella funny. But yeah, no. For creatine, does it help with fat loss? It will not. Creatine will not directly burn your fat. It will.
It's not a fat burner.
No, it's not a fat burner for those of you who are beginners. It does help with giving your muscles more energy to work with, giving you the ability to execute longer workouts. Longer workouts means there's more time for you to train and overload, your body, which will allow it to adapt as long as you rest. So it allows you to go a little bit longer in your workouts. In that aspect, it does help with fat loss because you're having a little bit more energy to work out. You're having, and not energy as in like you're tweaking. Yeah. You're like your muscles have more energy to use. So instead of like you're gassing out like the 8th rep, you have like 9 or you have like 2 more reps in you. You're like, oh wow, I feel good. Like that type of energy.
So it's more indirectly than directly.
Yeah, because if you're working out longer, more consistently,
then it leads
to fat loss if your goal is fat loss. Because if you're building
like I said, man, there is no magic pill.
There's no
don't say it. Don't say it.
Ozempic, right?
Oh God, you said it. You said it.
I keep thinking it's a pill.
This is our 3rd straight episode.
It's a shot
mentioning Ozempic. So
yeah, why not? It's hot.
It's a hot topic.
Let's use the SEO. Ozempic.
Yeah, no. So like we said, like also saying like creatine it's more indirect because it's like it'll give you more energy through your workouts to do a little bit more than you would normally do. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna take creatine and I'm instantly gonna lose weight. No, there's nothing out there probably other than Ozempic that can do something like that. But if you don't get past day 2 or 3, you're done.
You don't shit for like 5 days.
Don't shit for 5 days. So
how the hell? Anyways, how to take creatine again? If you're very new to this, you could load it for the first week or so. 10 grams? 10 grams a day.
What do you mean load it?
Like you're loading your muscles with a lot of creatine, so you take 10 grams.
Well, you like water?
With water, or you can put in your coffee.
Oh, you put in your coffee.
I put in my coffee.
Oh,
but
is it like flavorless?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they have flavor. I don't know if they have flavor ones. But 10 grams a day if you really want to load it. And you haven't done it. You do it for 1 week and then you taper it down to 5 grams a day. For maintenance, it's 5 grams a day. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
You could have it with your coffee. You could have it with any type of drink. You could put in your oatmeal.
Oh.
You could have it at the end of the day. You can have it any time of the day. Just like I like to just have it at the beginning of my day.
Right.
And what was it? I'm like brain farting. No. I was gonna bring this up. It's actually been helping people in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah.
Creatine has been helping these individuals, this demographic, with their resistance training.
A little more energy.
A little bit more. I mean, it's been helping them improve in their resistance training and therefore helping improve their physical health. I'll even link this study of people in over 50 supplementing with creatine and how it's been helping their resistance training and overall bone density and muscle mass. And those are so crucial, especially in the later stages of your life.
Isn't there something with creatine and also with like memory loss?
I mean, there have been studies. I don't have specific studies to pull up right now.
I just believe we talked about that before.
But it has been, from what I've been talking with other colleagues, there is now more studies being done with brain health and how it's been helping.
That's good.
With
that.
Brain health, and that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, creatine's always commonly it's one of the only ergogenics to work. Mm-hmm. It's up there with caffeine. There's caffeine, there's creatine, there's protein. Those are the 3 supplements that have been proven. They have tons of studies done in them. If you're in the market of buying supplements for, like general supplements, protein works, creatine works, caffeine works. Caffeine up to 400 milligrams because you're going to die.
Was it like 2 Red Bulls?
Quote me on that. Red Bull's like 90 grams of caffeine, I think. But 120. But
what about Red Line?
I don't know about Red Line. I think that's legal, isn't it? Isn't that illegal now?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. But I know Super Biofreak is like a pre-workout I used to use in my 20s a lot. 1 scoop is like 350 grams 350 milligrams of caffeine.
God.
Yeah. Did I say grams for caffeine? It's 400 milligrams of caffeine maximum.
400 grams.
400 grams is fucked. But yeah, that's pretty much the take on creatine. And if for weight loss, and if you'd enjoyed this content, don't forget to follow our podcast, follow our YouTube channel, subscribe, do all the things, because we are going to bring more of these topics to you.
Actually, drop a comment of your favorite creatine. What brand you're using, if they're flavors. I don't know if there's flavors, so drop that in the comments. Let us know. And let us know in the comments, too, what other topics you want us to talk about.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Any other topics you guys want us to cover, we will go over.
We'll go over.
We still need to do a chef's episode.
We will talk
5 overrated dishes of the year.
Yeah.
How to make meal prep taste better.
Oh, meal prep make it taste better? Butter. No. Well, I mean, like, there's always a trade-off, yeah. So, we'll
butter is flavor, is it not, or is it fat is flavor?
Fat is flavor. So, we'll talk. We could definitely dive into an episode about that at another time. You know what I mean? Because if you're eating very, very lean fish or meat or something, a little knob of butter won't hurt.
You say almond butter?
No, a little knob of butter.
How big is a knob? It's like this.
No. Maybe think of like a little, like you take a little corner out, like a square. Square.
I put the square back in the fridge and use the rest in the meal.
Like, oh, there you go. That's right. But,
these eggs are so good.
Yeah, but we'll definitely get into that. That's a great episode. We gotta do.
All right. So. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. This is Coach Austin from Hyper Strength and Conditioning here in San Jose, California, with your Nerd Out and Workout podcast, where we nerd out, workout, and podcast with my co-host Kevin Irabagadon.
What's up, boys?
And we will see you guys later.
Bye.